I never thought education would be a part of me. I left school at 14.
It's been a really positive experience.
It really changed my life.
Finding my voice.
It inspires people.
You can go at your own pace.
I don't just like it, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
The things that it's not is a series of techniques or things that you do in the classroom.
It's not a learning event like the Leaving Cert.
We would actually encourage people to explore different ways of being and different ways of thinking through knowledge.
A new way for us to reach into individuals' lives and into individuals' communities.
Expanding, enriching the class.
Transformation.
Welcome to the Department of Adult and Community Education in Maynooth University.
We are doing Return to Learning.
Return to Learning.
Here in Maynooth, yeah.
Preparation or even insight, what's university is about.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gives you the tools to go into a BA, you know, and it gives you the confidence to say, yes, I can do this.
The core thing is the essay writing, being able to write an effective essay.
I remember going to work one day and making some comment, some grammatical something or other, and somebody said, imagine you able to know that and you don't even have a degree.
I started initially on the Adult Education Certificate course, and I kind of said I dipped my toe in the water with that, and I absolutely loved it. It gave me the taste for the BA.
The BA it's for mature students, and it's for all mature students who are interested in studying at third level.
What I love about it most is the fact that you can kind of pick your workload as you're going along based on what's going on in your life.
What we're interested in is your commitment and interest in the area.
This course is to prepare teachers, to train teachers, to prepare teachers to work with adults in all diverse settings. So it's really any setting that is outside of a compulsory school setting, which is primary school or secondary school.
It's for people who have had no experience in teaching, very limited experience, who have been teaching for 20 years. The course is there to facilitate students of all abilities, essentially.
As a teacher, I would find that it's okay to be you in a classroom setting, to get down and sit down with the students. Whereas you don't have the top-down approach now anymore. So I kind of sit down just like I am here now, and that's one thing I've taken forward. So it's okay to bring. It's very important to bring your own personality into
and a bit of vulnerability. It's okay to be a bit vulnerable.
Yeah. Exactly.
You don't have to know everything and be the all-knowing voice. You know.
Yes. We have a great team of lecturers, a great team of tutors, and really particularly because they do 100 hours placement in further education centres. What's really great in a sense, they're getting brilliant experience from a whole range of settings, from prison education, disability education, youth reach with young people who've dropped out of school, VTOS for people who are coming back to learning, people with a whole, and particularly places like National Learning Network where they're working with people with various disabilities and all that. Fabulous stuff, really brilliant, and the sector is brilliant in terms of supporting it.
So I started the postgraduate diploma in adult and guidance last September.
It provides a reflective space for practitioners to look at their own issues, understand them.
My journey, who I am, reflecting on my choices, my decisions.
In our postgraduate diploma and in our MEd in adult guidance and counselling, the approach is to research that we facilitate and nurture and grow. We seek to be experience near rather than disembodied and objective, so that people really take issues from their own practice as guidance counsellors. Use the opportunity to inquire into them in a way that is actually transformative learning for themselves.
The course is looking at different aspects and applied aspects of community and adult education sector. So that can be across youth, prison education, adult education in its many forms.
For me, it was very important to kind of broaden my horizons and work-wise not just be pigeonholed into doing music, because it's a tough market out there at the moment, and so for me to do the particularly the masters gives me a lot more scope.
So it's very applied, it's very hands-on, it's very about you, your experience, and kind of supporting you in that experience.
The doctorate in adult and higher education is a structured 3.5-year programme that we offered, and it's very much aimed at people, practitioners working within the adult and higher education sectors who are interested in a structured program, but it brings them together into a really strong group cohort focused on their practice and discussing it in that kind of a shared critical space.
So I'd say the people who are attracted to the PhD, I suppose it's less structured than the doctorate in higher and adult education, but it is quite structured and people do complete it within the 4 years.
I've started researching and it's slightly changing, which is great because, again, that's the freedom you're given. I mean, it can move and shift and comes back and forwards, but just at the moment I'm looking at this whole neoliberal and managerialism ideology and how it's impacting on the practice of adult education and teachers, and then also how that impacts on the care of a student.
It's not only looking at how do you open the doors of the university, it is looking at who does the university need to be engaged with if it's going to be a provider of useful knowledge in the 21st century.
We've been very active in challenging the boundaries, in challenging the notions of knowledge that have traditionally been preeminent in the university.
We don't go in with the idea that we're the experts with all this knowledge and we're going to, pass it to you in a PowerPoint. It's a lot of discussions, a lot of us learning from students.
In a department like this, in the years I've been here, there's a great deal of work is undertaken, and I don't think it would happen unless people had a sort of shared commitment of some sort. The 10 project was an example, I suppose, of the department working with other universities. In particular, the universities we worked with were in Malawi and Zambia.
So there's that continuing process of moving outside, both in terms of beginning to find answers to problems, but also to bring the knowledge from those disparate groupings in that will challenge our own knowledge and our own ways of being. The other areas that we are trying to look at are the notion of partnership with various other groupings outside of here. One of those is with the Irish Defence Forces.
We learn as much from them as they learn from us, and they challenge in any seminar room or in any meeting room, they challenge the debate around, for instance, human rights and how they can be practically protected and enforced in the field as they would see it. One of the things that we're very conscious of is constantly renewing our attempts to be inclusive, ensuring that anybody who wishes to learn sees themselves as having a place in this university to learn. Our work here is about life, work and citizenship.